After 5 years, they finally figured out how to make this show work. The Walking Dead Season 5. As always with these kind of reviews, if you haven't seen the previous seasons and recommended probably the current season, then probably should watch those before you watch this review. Unless you don't care. In that case, you can. But why? I'm just gonna go straight to it. My biggest plus for this season of The Walking Dead. Pacing. Let me give you some background. In the first season, which was only 6 episodes. This is back when developer Frank Darabont was running the show. It was kind of slow, but it was steady and slow. You got a feeling that this show was going somewhere and that this is going to be a high-quality cable show in which there's limited episodes and that kind of thing. That's the feeling you got in the first season. And he did a good job. But then Frank Darabont had trouble getting along with AMC executives, apparently, and he got fired. So for Season 2, he got replaced with Glenn Mazzara. You know what happened in Season 2? The farm. The freaking farm. We were stuck at that farm for 13 episodes. And maybe it wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for the fact that the show was paced slow and not in a good way. Sometimes I felt like conversations were getting repeated and development was so slow. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. We were waiting for weeks for something to happen, and it wasn't until, like, episode 13 and then episode, like, 17, 18, 19 that stuff finally happened. It's like they found out that AMC gave them twice the order of Season 1 with 13 episodes instead of 6, that they couldn't figure out how to stretch it out. Then in Season 3, when the ratings were so high that AMC decided to renew the show for 16 episodes, things started to pick up a bit. This time, we had a villain for this show, the Governor. And anyone who's read the comics knows that the Governor is a really bad guy. Except this series is not as extreme as the comics, so the Governor doesn't get to do as much of the crazy bad stuff as he does in the comics. But whatever, he is clearly the villain of this show. And things started to pick up, and it seemed to be building to a big finale. We were gonna have that big battle at the prison, just like in the comic books. And it was gonna be exciting, it was gonna be bloody, it was gonna be tragic, and then we got a little bit of that, but then it just it kind of copped out in that the Governor is still around, so he can come back for future episodes. And things seem to be going all right at the prison because they invited all the Woodbury residents to come in. It was a big cop-out, essentially. That was the season that current head showrunner, that is, Scott Gimple, took over. And under his run, there were some great moments in Season 3. It just didn't result in the way we probably would have wanted. Then we get to Season 4. Now, Season 4 felt like it should have been split off into the seasons on both sides of time. Because the first half of Season 4, again, it was pretty slow. It felt like we were doing the farm thing again. Or they're just hanging out at the prison, waiting for something to happen. In fact, that season gets interesting once it starts focusing back on the Governor, and you see what he's doing, and then he creates himself a little Woodbury 2.0 thing going on. So we get some version of that battle that happens in the comics at the prison. It doesn't feel as satisfactory, though. It doesn't feel that big. It feels more of a, finally, they're out of the prison moment. But that part of the story of this show, those 8 episodes, really should have been part of Season 3, in my opinion. Like, they should have just split that off. I mean, that would have been a good season finale. Everyone being separated from the prison, you don't know what's going on. Not quite the happy ending that we got in Season 3. The second half of Season 4 was also pretty slow, and everyone is split off, and you want the whole gang to come back together. Luckily, they're all looking for this one place, this place called Terminus, which they think is going to be their safe haven, because that's what all the signs say, and They could use a safe haven because things aren't that great right now. So we spent like 8 weeks watching everyone come together at this place. Maybe there's a little character moments in between, but other than that, it was just kind of slow. Like, come on, something happened. But we get to the season 4 finale, and we find out, all right, we're at Terminus, things are going to be great. Oh, shoot, wait, everyone's a cannibal, and they want to eat us. Oh, no. And that would have been a great season finale if it felt a little earned. It's like we've been waiting. Oh, now something happens. Great! And we have to wait 5 months to see what happens next. Which leads us to season 5. I feel that Scott Gimple and Robert Kirkman finally looked at the complaints of the past couple of seasons of The Walking Dead. Complaints that the pacing wasn't very good. That it got a little boring at times. So they decided to make some efforts to try to fix that. Probably Robert Kirkman said, yeah, my comics aren't like that. So we got season 5. Which not only brought us a great conclusion to the Terminus storyline, we also get to find out what happened to Beth. We get to find out whether or not Eugene is full of BS with his whole the cures at Washington, D.C. thing. We finally get to find out whether or not Andrew Lincoln is ever going to shave off that ridiculous lumberjack beard of his. I want to describe what else happens to this season, because this season is pretty loaded. But that's a little spoiler-ish, and that, especially the big stuff, comes at the end of the season. And I'm not talking about, like, the season finale, but I'm talking about the last few episodes leading up to the season finale. But the important thing is that each episode propelled the story. There wasn't a whole lot of padding. Even though this was 16 episodes, just like the previous 2 seasons, each episode had enough meat in it to sustain itself. And that's what I was really glad about. And, by the way, that season finale, I'm not going to talk much about it. It's 90 minutes long, though, and there's a lot that happens. It earns every one of those 90 minutes, plus including commercials. I also felt more connected to all the characters this season. I feel like now that they were able to pace the show better, character development and character moments were able to be focused upon better, because development could actually visibly happen and not be so darn slow that you barely notice it. In terms of pacing, in terms of writing, and even in terms of characters and acting for a few individuals, this season of The Walking Dead clearly deserves to be titled the best of the bunch, the best of the 5 right now, and it's already been renewed for a 6. So my hope is that for season 6, the executive producers and the writers will just keep it up. Like, hopefully they know what they found in this season. They might as well. I mean, the ratings this show gets, this show's going to be going to season 10. Don't believe me? Just watch. This show's going to get a 10th season. And if you have a show that is capable of lasting so long, might as well make it good. Might as well make it great. Just keep writing great stuff and making it watchable and great to watch and entertaining. That way, it doesn't come off like you're just doing the same old, because it's not going to matter because people watch it anyway. Thank you, AMC. Thank you, Walking Dead executives like Scott Gimple, Robert Kirkman, Greg Nicotero, and others for making this a fantastic season of The Walking Dead. I am genuinely looking forward to season 6. Probably looking forward to this next season than I have any other of the previous seasons before. Thank you so much. And that concludes my review for The Walking Dead Season 5. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.